Prologue, 1945. As the Third Reich collapses, a vehicle convoy of SS troops are escorting a group of scientists. With the victorious Soviet forces just hours away, the SS convoy is evacuating from a top-secret Nazi research facility code-named Project Reese, located deep within the Owl Mountains in Lower Silesia, Poland. Wrapped in a thick canvas and securely strapped, the convoy is carrying a mysterious bell-shaped object. It was rumored that this mysterious device had immense power with the ability to change humanity. An SS officer halts the convoy and signals that the facility entrance the convoy just left be destroyed by demolition charges. A huge series of explosions brings down the mountain forever, burying the secrets that the large facility was hiding. The convoy then drove off into the mist and vanished, never to be seen again. Present day. Enter the operator. Captain Elias Rourke is a member of Spectre, a classified special operations investigative unit made up of soldiers, scientists, digital operations specialists, and reconnaissance experts. His mission profile isn't only to destroy targets, it's also to uncover mysterious hidden technologies, secure them, and stop them from falling into enemy hands. Enemy, the Chain. Chain is a covert mega-organization formed from a coalition of rogue intelligence officers, paramilitary groups, and billionaire technocrats. Their objective is simple: control the next step of human evolution through recovered, non-human technology. Chain has unlimited offshore funding, its own Black Ops strike teams, and AI-augmented military and reconnaissance networks. They don't want to reveal the truth. They want to own it.
Mission 1. The Cold Vault. Rourke and his team of 6 operators were dropped into a remote, abandoned, and forgotten Siberian outpost, codenamed Tura-7. An old relic of the Cold War, this research site is located deep in the Siberian tundra, swallowed by permafrost. Drone scans showed an underground hangar built decades before satellite surveillance could have detected it. Inside, he found something impossible. Remnants of a circular metallic frame, 12 meters across, lined with superconductive coils that predated modern materials science. The Soviets had called it Projekt Yadro, Project Core, and in a sealed crate nearby were fragmented blueprints stamped not with Cyrillic, but with a symbol he recognized from classified briefings: the Ahnenerbe, the Nazi archaeological and pseudoscientific division rumored to have chased non-terrestrial engineering. Someone, first the Nazis, then the Soviets, had been trying to build something. Was it a craft or a weapon? Suddenly, the solitude was broken by several violent explosions. Chain operatives were attempting to seize the mysterious remnants of the Soviet technology. A fierce firefight erupts, forcing Rourke's small team to retreat. But Rourke has just enough time to set demolition charges, so as Rourke's team escapes into the frigid Siberian night, the ancient Soviet facility erupted into a massive fireball, destroying it and all inside of it. Back at home base, Elias Rourke and his forensics team were going over the documents they were able to retrieve from the old Soviet facility. Even though the documents were fragmented, they indicated that there were multiple secret research facilities scattered across the former Warsaw Pact countries. One such facility stood out, codenamed Vault Prizrak, located in the remnants of Ukraine. It also was evident that Vault Prizrak was the main Soviet Cold War research facility that was working on the same mysterious technology that Tura-7 was working on. The next mission was clear. Elias Rourke and his team needed to investigate and secure Vault Prizrak. It was a race against time. Chain was determined to gain and unlock this mysterious technology, and who knows what evil plans they had for it.
Mission 2, Vault Prizrak. Ukraine is a shattered country now. The wars with Russia have left it a shell of what it was once. There is no organized government or military left. Instead, warlords rule the land. Treachery and betrayal are around every corner. It is rumored that Vault Prizrak was located deep underground beneath a long-dead Cold War-era warehouse. This warehouse was part of a large abandoned Cold War Soviet military storage compound with many warehouses. The objective of the mission was to discover and obtain any documentation that could shed light on what kind of secret technology the Soviets were working on and from where it originated. Elias's team of 12 operators quickly located the correct warehouse and swiftly entered it. Using their wrist-mounted navigational devices, they were able to find the hidden entrance to the underground facility. With the entrance blast door blown open, Elias's team cautiously entered the dark tomb-like facility. Just then, the sound of shattering glass and muffled explosions reverberated through the warehouse. Dark-clad figures descended on ropes down from the warehouse windowed ceilings and rushed in from open entrance doorways. This was Chain, and somehow they found out about Vault Prizrak. A fierce firefight broke out between the two groups. Elias quickly formulated a plan, ordering most of his team to hold off the Chain attackers for as long as possible, while he and 2 of his team went to look for any documents relating to the type of research done in this facility. After a short time searching, they found the main facility office and quickly located a locked file cabinet. After breaking it open, Elias found what they were looking for: a hoard of classified documents. After quickly stuffing them into his side bag, Elias contacted the awaiting extraction team, letting them know that he and the remains of his team were on their way. But first, he had to eliminate all of the Chain enemies. These Chain soldiers were specially trained and augmented with the latest artificial intelligence technology, body armor, and weaponry, making them extremely formidable enemies. Regardless, Elias had an ace up his sleeve. The navigational device on his wrist was also an advanced prototype quantum field disruptor intended to be used as a tool, but now it would be a deadly weapon in Elias's hands. Using the device, which had a 10-meter reach, he quickly dispatched 2 Chain soldiers by effortlessly crushing their armor like tin cans. Soon, all of the Chain soldiers were dispatched. But then the drones showed up. These were Chain's hunter-killer drones controlled by advanced artificial intelligence. 3 of Elias's team members were taken down with the rest, scrambling for cover. Elias quickly used his prototype quantum field disruptor to take the drones down one by one. Once the air was clear of drones, Elias and the remaining members of his team ran for the warehouse exits and to the awaiting extraction point. Later, while Elias and his forensics team investigated the documents that Elias was able to retrieve from Vault Prizrak, one thing became clear. The Soviet technology they were looking for was in fact a device built by the Nazis, codenamed Die Glocke, the bell, and that had disappeared at the end of the war. Both Allied and Soviets spent years looking for it, but only found fragmented design information. It was evident that the Soviets tried to rebuild this device, but had failed. It was becoming clear that the bell was a very advanced and dangerous device, more than just a weapon, but also had the potential to affect humanity in profound ways. A device that the Germans could never fully control. In the retrieved documentation, there was a cryptic referral to a Nazi stronghold referred to as Island X. This Nazi outpost was described as a secret wonder weapons research facility, located on an uncharted island far from any shipping lanes. Elias quickly realized that he and his team needed to investigate this Island X and discover the secrets hidden by this Island X. Mission 3, Island X. It was a stormy, dark night. Perfect conditions for Elias and his team as they emerged from the rough surf and onto the island. Beneath its jungle canopy lies a decaying Nazi-era weapons complex, once dedicated to advanced wonder weapons development. Intel indicated that Chain had already gotten to the island first and was presumed to be actively going through the Nazi base searching for any documents. It was a race against time. Rourke's objective was clear, but dangerous. Locate and extract classified Nazi technical documents detailing experiments on D. Glock, the Bell, before Chain does. Intelligence suggests that the Bell research went beyond propulsion or energy, touching on gravitational distortion, time displacement, and interdimensional resonance. As Rourke's team scours the long abandoned Nazi bunkers and control hubs, they risk running into old Nazi booby traps. But the main danger are the elite Chain strike units that are scouring the island. Every delay tightens Chain's grip on Island X. Elias and his team need to work their way to the main base bunker complex, located deep within a dormant volcano in the center of the island. As they trek through the island, they come across the remains of an old airstrip. On the airstrip, they see remnants of old, rusting Nazi prototype jets, still looking like they are ready to take to the skies to defend the island. Soon, Elias and his team are standing at the foot of a mountain covered with jungle foliage. They can see the outlines of fortified bunkers peeking up out of the mountain. But Elias's team also sees chain guards posted at the various base entrances. These chain guards will need to be eliminated quietly. Soon, all guards are eliminated, and Elias's team enters the Nazi base through one of the bunkers. Inside, they find a maze of corridors that all look the same. Elias knows that any documents would be located in the most secure part of the facility, deep in the bowels of this base. But he has no intel on where this would be. Then he has an idea. He uses his wrist navigational device to locate any electronic signatures the chain soldiers are emitting. He dials in on their signal, knowing that they most likely have found the base's central control section. This gives Elias and his team a roadmap directly to their objective. Elias and his team stormed in on the chain soldiers, while the soldiers were rummaging through old file cabinets located in an administration area. A fierce close-quarters firefight broke out. Soon, all the chain soldiers were eliminated. Knowing they only had minutes, Elias and his team took as many documents as they could and headed for the base exit. Once outside, they quickly headed toward the island beach. Explosions erupted all around them. Chain had discovered Elias and his team and were in hot pursuit. Elias and his team were able to hold off the Chain pursuers until the heavy killer drones showed up. There were several of these drones. Laden with heavy ordnance, these drones posed a real danger. Several of Elias's team members were taken down, and the rest of his team was in mortal danger. Elias pulled out a special 40mm grenade from his plate carrier and loaded it into his rifle grenade launcher. This was a special kind of grenade, designed to act as an electromagnetic pulse. He aimed and fired the EMP grenade into the midst of the heavy drones, resulting in a burst of electromagnetic energy that disrupted the drones' electronics, causing them all to drop out of the sky. Knowing that this effect was only temporary, Elias used the navigational device on his wrist to hack into one of the drones, taking it over just in time. As the other drones were coming back online, Elias used the drone that he was controlling to destroy all of the other drones before they could fully recover. He then turned the drone on the chain pursuers, raining devastating fire onto them. Very quickly, the drone he was controlling was destroyed by chain. But by now, Elias and the remainder of his team were on the beach. They quickly pulled out the previously hidden rubber Zodiac boats and then quickly headed out to the arranged rendezvous point where a submarine was waiting. As the morning sun crested the horizon, Elias saw that more hunter-killer drones were coming after his team. Elias then punched in a code into his wrist-mounted navigational device, activating a space satellite that was standing by. This was not an ordinary satellite, code-named the Rods of God. This satellite was armed with a dozen 20-foot-long tungsten dart-type rods. These rods were designed to have the same effect as nuclear weapons, but without the radiation effects. Suddenly, a loud ripping crack of thunder was heard, followed by bright streaks of light falling to the ground. It took less than a minute for these rods of God to impact the island. The island erupted into fire and devastation, and to add to the conflagration, the dormant volcano also erupted to life, engulfing the island in a massive fireball, destroying the island completely. In less than 4 minutes, the island was obliterated from existence. Soon, Elias's team was safely back on board the submarine, headed home. While on board the submarine, Elias and his team were going over the documents they seized from the island. They quickly realized that the Bell was never stationed on the island, but rather the island was a stopover while it was on its way to another, more secret location. As well as an advanced weapons research facility, Island X was also a supply stop for convoys on their way to another, more secret stronghold. Elias found cryptic references to a Nazi stronghold in Antarctica, referred to as Base 211. Documents also indicated that Base 211 was an even more advanced weapons research facility that was researching advanced flying disc aircraft, referred to as the Hanabu 1 and 2. Documents also indicated that the Bell was also used in advanced propulsion engine drive research for the flying disc aircraft. He also recalled that in years past, he saw classified briefs on mysterious military operations that took place in Antarctica at the end of World War II. Evidently, there were rumors of Nazis escaping to a secret redoubt 2 miles under the ice. The first operation was called Operation High Jump. It did not go well for the Allied forces, and they were forced to retreat. In a subsequent attempt called Operation Argus, nuclear bombs were dropped, and it was presumed that the suspected Nazi stronghold was destroyed. He also noted that this area of the Antarctic was placed as off-limits. No one was allowed to venture into this restricted area ever since. It was clear now that the final destination of the Bell was Base 211. Elias and his team needed to locate and investigate this Base 211 to find the Bell, if it wasn't already destroyed. They had to hurry. The chain was sure to also know about Base 211 and must not get their hands on the Bell.
Mission 4, Base 211. The wind over Antarctica did not howl. It screamed. Captain Elias Rourke stood at the edge of the crevasse, staring into a darkness so complete it felt like the earth itself had been split open and hollowed out. Frost clung to his clothing, and his breath crystallized in the air before vanishing into the void below. 2 miles down, muttered Sergeant Vance, checking the tension on the rappel line. Whoever built this place didn't want visitors. Rourke didn't answer immediately. His eyes remained fixed on the abyss. They weren't building, he said finally. They were hiding. Behind him, his team ran final checks. thermal optics, magnetic anomaly sensors, weapons modified for sub-zero reliability. No one joked. No one complained. They all knew what waited below. Base 211, a Nazi installation that officially never existed. Unofficially, it had been whispered about for decades. A subterranean fortress beneath the Antarctic ice, built during the final years of the Third Reich. A place where science crossed into something far darker. And somewhere inside it, Die Glocke, the bell. "Chain forces will be here," said Lieutenant Mira Cade, stepping beside him. Her visor reflected the endless black. "You really think they got here before us?" Rourke clipped his harness to the main line. "They always do." He turned, meeting the eyes of his team. "Stay sharp. This isn't a retrieval. It's a race. And if Chain gets the bell first..." He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. The descent took nearly 40 minutes. The deeper they went, the colder it became, but not in a natural way. The cold sharpened, pressing in like something alive. Their suit readings fluctuated with erratic spikes, as if the air itself resisted measurement. Halfway down, Corporal Reyes's voice crackled over comms. "You guys seeing this?" Rourke followed his gaze. Embedded in the ice walls were shapes, metallic, angular, frozen relics trapped like insects in amber. As they descended further, the shapes became clearer. Wings, fuselages, engines unlike anything in modern design. At the bottom of the crevasse, their boots crunched onto solid ice and scattered debris. Aircraft. Broken. Ancient. Impossible. "Jesus," Vance whispered. One of the craft lay half exposed, its smooth, circular frame glinting under their floodlights. No rivets, no seams, just a perfect disc, warped by time, but unmistakable. "A flying saucer," Reyes said, half laughing in disbelief. "You've got to be kidding me." Rourke stepped closer, brushing away frost with a gloved hand. Beneath the ice, strange symbols etched into the hull pulsed faintly, like embers refusing to die. "Not a saucer," Rourke said quietly. "A prototype." A distant metallic groan echoed through the cavern. The team snapped to attention. "Sounded like machinery," Cade said. "Or a door," added Vance. Rourke turned toward the far wall of the crevasse. At first, it looked like nothing more than ice, but as their lights adjusted, the illusion broke. There was a structure there, massive, buried, a jagged opening carved into its side, framed by steel doors, frozen half open. Beyond it lay darkness, and something else, a faint, rhythmic hum. "Base 211, Rourke said. Inside, the temperature rose, but only slightly. Enough to turn breath into mist instead of ice crystals. The walls were reinforced with steel and concrete, though decades of frost had cracked and warped them. Old banners still clung to the walls, their symbols faded, but unmistakable. The deeper they went, the louder the hum became. "Picking up electromagnetic interference," Cade reported. "Off the charts." "Stay tight," Rourke ordered. They passed laboratories filled with shattered glass and rusted equipment. Strange devices lay scattered across tables, coils, rings, and components that defied easy identification. Some looked almost organic. Then they found the bodies, frozen, preserved. German uniforms, scientists, soldiers, all facing the same direction, toward a sealed blast door at the end of the corridor. "What the hell happened here?" Reyes whispered. Rourke crouched beside one of the bodies. Its expression was locked in terror. "They ran," he said, "from something inside." The hum pulsed louder. Then, a gunshot echoed in the distance. The team snapped into formation. "Chain," Vance growled. Another shot, closer this time. Rourke stood, his voice hardening. "That's our cue." The blast door had been forced open, its frozen edges shattered inward. Inside lay a massive chamber. At its center stood the bell. It was larger than Rourke expected, nearly 15 feet tall, suspended within a framework of cables and supports. Its surface was dark, metallic, and impossibly smooth. Strange symbols crawled across it, shifting like living script. Black-clad chain operators advanced with ruthless precision. Their leader stood at the forefront, helmeted, watching the device with quiet reverence. Rourke raised his rifle and yelled, "Contact!" Before he could fire, the bell pulsed. A low, resonant boom shook the chamber. The air distorted. For a split second, reality bent. One of the chain soldiers screamed as his body twisted unnaturally, then snapped back into place, lifeless. The leader didn't flinch. "Begin extraction!" the figure ordered. Rourke stepped forward into the light. "Not happening!" Gunfire erupted. The chamber exploded into chaos as Rourke's team engaged. Bullets sparked against metal and ice, echoing like thunder in the enclosed space. Cade flanked left, taking down 2 operators in rapid succession. Vance lobbed a flash charge, disorienting a cluster near the bell. But the device itself, it reacted. Each burst of violence seemed to feed it. The symbols glowed brighter. The hum grew louder. Reality warped again, this time longer. For a moment, Rourke saw something impossible. A battlefield. Not here. Not now. Machines in the sky. Cities in ruins. The bell hovering above it all. Then the vision snapped away. "Rourke!" Cade shouted. "Focus!" He shook it off and pressed forward. The chain leader turned to face him. "Captain Elias Rourke," the figure said calmly. "You're too late." Rourke fired. The leader moved faster than humanly possible, dodging the shot and closing the distance. They collided, weapon against weapon, force against force. "You don't understand what this is," the leader said, voice cold. "It's not a weapon. It's a gateway." "Yeah?" Rourke grunted, slamming the figure against a support beam. "Then let's close it." The bell screamed. Not a sound, but something deeper. The chamber fractured. Ice cracked. Reality itself began to tear. "Everyone out!" Rourke shouted. His team fell back toward the corridor, dragging wounded as the structure groaned around them. The chain leader staggered back toward the bell, reaching for it. "No!" they shouted. Rourke made a choice. He grabbed a charge from his vest, armed it, and hurled it directly into the bell's support structure. "Time to bury this thing!" He turned and ran. The explosion tore through base 211 like a thunderclap from the center of the earth. Ice collapsed. Steel twisted. The crevasse above began to seal as thousands of tons of frozen mass shifted and fell. Rourke's team barely made it to the surface before the entire chasm imploded, swallowing the base and the bell forever. Silence returned to Antarctica. Only the wind remained. Rourke stood at the edge once more, staring at the now solid ice. Cade stepped beside him. "Think it's over?" she asked. Rourke didn't answer right away. He looked down at his glove. For a brief moment, a faint, glowing symbol flickered across it, then vanished. Rourke clenched his fist. "No," he said quietly. "It's just beginning."